It's the Savani Sis here again, and today we're going to talk about Isn't It Wonderful? A technique by Neville Goddard. So I want to talk about this technique by Neville Goddard. He's a spiritual teacher. Check him out on YouTube. There's so many videos about him, and he does one technique called Isn't It Wonderful? I want to share how this technique, Isn't It Wonderful, helped me to shift from a sad place to feeling really happy by the end of the day.
And me as well.
It worked, and no matter what, no matter how you're feeling, it really works. Gosh, it really works.
It's wicked, it's magical. It's amazing. Something so simple.
First of all, I want to talk about why do we feel sad? So what happened to me was I was feeling sad on a Monday morning, and I don't normally feel that sad on a Monday morning. I don't get the blues that most people get on a Monday. But this particular Monday, I was feeling like that. And the reason why we're feeling sad is because, or unhappy, or fearful, or doubtful, or anxious, it could be any kind of negative emotion. It's because of our minds. Our minds are the number one cause of our suffering. You may think it's that person or that thing outside of you, but it's actually your mind, because it's your mind that gives it the meaning of something that's happening outside of you. So you can label something bad, or label something good, or label something as, this is just all play, I'm not going to get involved with this. So when you're feeling sad, you're having thoughts that don't make you feel good. Simple as that. So when you're thinking thoughts, you've got to ask yourself, are these thoughts making me happy? Are they producing a positive emotion? Or are these thoughts producing a negative emotion? And that could be a whole host of things, from sadness, upset, anger, frustration, feeling depressed, anxious, fearful, doubtful, any of those type of emotions. And sometimes nothing in particular has happened in our life, but we're feeling sad anyway. And that's because we're thinking of something in the past, or we're resisting the present moment, or we're thinking of all the worst case scenarios that could happen in the future. What you focus on and what you think is so important in harnessing positive emotions. I want to share my little experience, and Kashmeer might share hers as well. So the Monday morning that I woke up, and it was only a couple of days ago, I was feeling very, you could say depressed, maybe not depressed, that's maybe too strong a word. I was just feeling quite a low mood. I was feeling a bit sad. I didn't want to be at work. There were certain things I was doing that I just didn't want to do. And it almost felt like I was a rebellious child. You know, when you want to stamp your feet and say, I don't want to go to work. I don't want to do this. That's how I felt. And it was hard for me to even force a smile on my face. And I woke up very early in that morning. I got to that point where I thought, I don't want to stay here. And I was doing my normal morning routine, but I couldn't seem to shift it. So I decided to say, isn't it wonderful? Now this technique, you're asking yourself a question, so you don't really particularly focus on one particular thing. You just think, isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful? So it's almost like you're expecting something wonderful to happen, or something wonderful has happened, and you're saying, isn't it wonderful? And I just kept saying that. And there's two ways of doing that. You can either just say the statement, isn't it wonderful, as a question, isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful? Or you can have a sentence after it. So, isn't it wonderful that marvelous things are happening to me right now? Isn't it wonderful that money's flowing to me? Isn't it wonderful that my day is going so well? So you can have a statement after that. So you can do it two ways. And so I decided to mix it up a little bit, and I used both techniques, both ways of doing the Isn't It Wonderful technique. I kept saying it and saying it and saying it in my mind, and sometimes out loud, but mostly I did it in my mind. Then as I drove to work, I put on some Isn't It Wonderful affirmations. There's loads on YouTube, so check it out. And I just kept doing it for 45 minutes. I had a long drive, 45 minutes. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful? As I entered the office, isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful? I'm not kidding. I felt so much better. I would say it took about an hour. Sounds a lot, but it took an hour, and I wasn't continuously in the hour saying it. I had maybe a few moments of my mind going somewhere else, and then I brought it back to, isn't it wonderful? And I felt so happy. I felt so happy. Even when I stopped saying the isn't it wonderful, because then I was getting involved with all the work tasks that I had to do, I noticed that by the end of the day, I was so happy. I mean, you couldn't compare of how I was feeling in the morning to how I was feeling by the end of the day. And nothing had changed. I still had to do those horrible tasks at work, the things that I wasn't looking forward to. I still had to do those things. So nothing had changed, but I was doing them with a better vibration. I was feeling happier, so everything felt easier. Everything just flowed. Things just changed. My interaction with people changed as well. So everything changes when you change inside of you. And this technique really helps you to get your energy levels up and gets your happiness levels up. But you've got to make that intention and that focus. What am I going to focus on then? Am I going to continue having those thoughts of not wanting to do this or resisting the present moment? Or am I going to focus on, isn't it wonderful? Because it's such a powerful statement. As I say it, are you feeling it? Do you feel, isn't it wonderful? Doesn't it sound amazing?
Of course it does.
And Kashmeer, did you have an experience with it?
It's such a simple, profound little exercise, and it really resonated with me when I came across it on YouTube about Neville Goddard's Isn't It Wonderful technique. I was like, this almost bypasses all the other manifestation techniques. It's just such an easy one to do, because if you want just your day to go well, or lots of great things to happen, or things that you've wanted, that things that you've desired, that you've wanted to come true, you can just say, isn't it wonderful that everything's always working out for me? Isn't it wonderful that all my dreams and desires are coming true today? And you know, I was starting to say that like on and off every day, and I noticed that on the days that I did say it, my day really did go smoothly and well. Like synchronicities would happen, things I wanted would just fall into my lap with no effort, whereas before I would be putting a lot of effort into attaining things, and then timings of things would just be synchronistic, and I felt better. The main thing is I felt better. My little bits of anxiety here and there went away. I felt like my day went more smoothly. It's just such a powerful, easy, simple exercise to do, just by saying, isn't it wonderful, everything's working out for me. If you're taking a walk out on the street, chant these affirmations, isn't it wonderful, my day is going so well, isn't it wonderful, something marvelous is happening to me right now, isn't it wonderful, everything's always working out for me. Just me chanting that while I'm walking out into the park, I felt better instantaneously. My attitude of my day changed. Things would work out smoothly, things I've wanted would come true. It's just great. So that was my experience, and that's why we wanted to share this technique with you, because we've both experienced it. We've both experienced the magical, profound effects of it, of how it can be so simple but yet so powerful.
And the good thing is, it doesn't take that long to shift your mood. So if you feel that, oh, I'm feeling so down, how am I ever going to get myself up again? And I don't like the way I'm feeling, but there's nothing I feel I can do about it. Isn't it wonderful is one of the easiest techniques to use to shift your mood, and you will notice that shift. You may not instantly jump from feeling sad to really happy, but you will already notice that you're going up that scale, that emotional scale, and feeling better and better as the day goes. Another way also to practice it is saying it before you go to sleep and first thing when you wake up. When you go to the bathroom, you do your normal morning routine, just keep chanting, isn't it wonderful, isn't it wonderful. It's amazing what a difference it will make to your day. So next time you're feeling sad and you don't know what to focus on to bring yourself out of that sadness, then do this technique. Isn't it wonderful? It's so simple, easy and quick.
I hope that was a cute little inspiration for you. Remember to hit the like button and the subscribe button so our YouTube video reaches more people, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.